you guys doing? It's Sip here. We have a quick episode regarding the managers who are available with a special agent Adidas agent. At the moment, I don't know. These agents, I don't think they are special. We had Nike agent and now Adidas. This could go on. What's next? Puma agent. Anyway, so for those of you who doesn't know, managers normally get updated every night after midnight. We all get a different set of managers. However, when it comes to special agents, the top 10 managers we all have kind of similar. Maybe top 10 or 8, I'm not sure. Now, remember guys, I have 5 more episodes regarding managers explaining every single detail about tactic, because I get asked a lot, who's the best manager? Well, I have videos to give you a little bit of a knowledge what are the best tactics so that you can find a manager yourself instead of me telling you here's the guy is a good manager. However, we're gonna quickly go through these managers, which one of them to sign, which one of them to avoid. And by the end of this video, I will show you some examples of a managers who has the best tactics. Now remember guys, just because the manager is famous or he's high rating doesn't mean he is good or he has the best tactic, okay? At the same time, you may notice you probably don't have Van Gaal or you don't have Benitez. Konami has not updated Real Madrid manager. It's still Benitez, supposed to be Zinedine Zidane. But anyway, for those of you who doesn't know, probably Van Gaal on your list, it will show up with a fake name and no photo. I've obviously corrected their name and I've uploaded the photo myself. If you don't know how to do that, click on this annotation right here. It will show you a Photoshop tutorial to create manager photos yourself. Okay, let's start with Pep Guardiola. Now, Pep Guardiola has a variety of formations available, and the best one so far is 4-3-3. The tactics are exactly the same. For me personally, I avoid Pep Guardiola. Very high defensive line, containment area wide. I've explained why I avoid containment area wide. Some people do good with it, don't get me wrong. For me personally, I would only buy Pep Guardiola for his high management skill. For example, I use Pep Guardiola as a main manager, and then I use the low-rated manager that I like as an assistant coach, so that, you know, I can take advantage, so I can use good players with my low-rated managers. As I said before, low-rated managers tend to have the best tactics. So Pep Guardiola, for me personally, I would say avoid him. Okay, second of all, Van Gaal. I would avoid long ball, especially with conservative. In my opinion, when it comes to myClub, LMF and RMF has no use unless you are frontline pressure and aggressive. Another tip I can give you guys is that if you are using any manager with frontline pressure and aggressive, then you really need an offensive goalkeeper. Don't tell me why, I've explained that on the stream. So for me, Van Gaal, I don't know, I'll probably avoid Van Gaal in so many ways. You know, normally the way it works, when it says build up long pass, it doesn't mean spam long pass. Basically, when a manager or a tactic build up long pass, what it does, it will make your striker stay up forward all the time. That's the only thing. Of course, long balls works as well. But the idea of a build up long ball is that you send a long ball deep in your own half to your striker and then pass back and then, you know, 1-2 forward. That's the idea of a long ball is. Second of all, we go to Mihajlovic, AC Milan manager. Surprisingly, he's pretty high rated. Terrible tactics in my opinion. Attacking area wide, containment area wide, it doesn't go. I would say avoid attacking area wide with containment area wide at the same time. I mean, position game, long pass, it works well if you had attacking area center, otherwise avoid. So far, top 3 managers avoid. I would say even avoid this guy right here, because all out defense, conservative wide, this is just a no-no. You may think, you may ask yourself, you know, why are you saying avoid without explaining? Well, as I said guys, I have many other videos explaining each of these tactics and why avoid certain tactics. Now, as you can see, Real Madrid manager is still Benitez. It's not been updated by Konami. Currently is Zinedine Zidane, which he plays position game. A lot of people in high division, those die-hards and aggressive players, use Benitez. And before was Benitez, it was Carlo Ancelotti. His fake name is Massi. You may face it against a lot of people who are using a manager called Massi. It's actually a fake name for Carlo Ancelotti. Now, playing with Benitez, you literally have to spam the flanks, you know, that's how it works. But for me, attacking area wide, containment area wide doesn't suit me. I try to play proper. This probably worked for spammers or one-trick ponies, no offense. When it comes to this manager right here, Porto manager, no, I would still avoid this guy as well. So Vittoria, Rui Vittoria, I know his tactic. I would avoid him as well. Maybe give him a try. You'll never know. I mean, support range is pretty low. Defensive line is high. Combat is high. Works okay. It's fine by me. I don't know who the hell is this manager. I mean, there are a lot of managers that manages a team that doesn't exist. I mean, this team, PFC, Raizo, Grad, or whatever it's called, that doesn't even exist. I went to edit mode to edit the photo. It doesn't exist. But I gotta tell you, it's a reasonably good tactic because normally I avoid conservative. Pressure and conservative. It's one of my favorite formations. But front line pressure conservative goes well. And the fact you may think, oh, it's conservative, you know, I can't pressure, I'll get destroyed deep in my own half. But mind you, it's got numbers in attack medium, numbers in attack mini. If this was aggressive on front line pressure, I would not recommend numbers in defense mini. So far out of all these managers, I would recommend this guy called Lico. If you go down here, you probably have different managers here. But I'm going to show you some examples of a good manager. For example, this manager probably will show up as a fake name and no photo for you. Just take a note of the team he manages. He manages I think it's a Chilean or Argentinian team called Lanús. He's got a reasonably good tactic because attacking area is wide, containment area center, frontline pressure aggressive. A lot of people prefers all-out defense because of long ball spammers. But I use frontline pressure and aggressive, and I offside trap, you know, predictable through ball spammers. But the problem with this guy, numbers in attack is many, numbers in defense is few. So you'll be attacking with 7 players and defending with 4 players. If it suits you, go for it. I normally use an offensive manager like that as an assistant coach. Now I'm going to show you some example of good managers. For example, let's take Allegri. I like this guy because even though 3 at the back is almost suicidal on PES 2015, but if you balance it, it will work. For example, your LMF and RMF should be either box to box or original fullbacks who can track back in case of counters. Now, Roberto Mancini, as I said, guys, I have edited this manager's photo and name. This will probably show up as Duran, his fake name, etc. I did say avoid managers with fluid formation on. The reason why I say that because fluid formation means that you actually look out for your team's movement, so you have to have a slow build-up. And when it comes to myClub, it's a very fast game. Fluid formation does not work. And the other problem, you can see when you have the ball, it's 4-3-3. When you get possession of the ball, it's still 4-3-3. But when you are losing the ball, when you don't have the ball, the AI will switch you to this. So your left wing forward and right wing forward and turn to LMF and RMF. Imagine you have Neymar as a left wing forward. As soon as you lose the ball, Neymar will turn to an LMF and he will drop down so deep that you can barely counter. But in general, Roberto Mancini without fluid was a good manager for me. And the reward for the worst manager with the worst tactic and formation goes for this guy Ferrari. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to hit the like button, share and subscribe. If there's anything there that you didn't understand, you can comment here on Twitter, on Facebook, or join my live stream every Friday and Saturday on Twitch. Links in the description. We give live tips every time we stream, and there'll be gameplay, ball opening, etc, etc. Now remember guys, I put a playlist on the description for you to check out other videos that I've made regarding formation and tactic on myClub explaining tactics. The best way to do it, if you watch these videos that I have explaining tactics, so that you will have a good knowledge about what is a good tactic, what is a bad tactic. Therefore, you can choose a manager that suits you, your personal style of play, and the majority of your players that you have that be suited with that manager. I've been Sep. Till next time. Ciao for now.